In this video, I will show you how to weave in your ends when you've been working in garter stitch. Once you've finished your project, it's important to weave in your ends. This isn't just so that your finished knitted item looks neat, but also it stops those ends from unravelling and potentially causing holes. Today, we're using our Crazy Sexy wool in the bronzed olive colourway, and you'll also need a sharp pair of scissors and a sewing needle. Let's get started. In this video, I'm going to show how to weave in your ends using a contrasting colour yarn to make it extra clear for you. So you're going to want to start by threading your needle with one of your yarn tails that you want to sew in, like so. And then take your knitted piece. I'm just going to quickly fasten this to the back. You won't need to do this because your end will already be attached. Okay, so imagine this is your end. Just pretend that it's the same colour. I'm just doing it so it's really clear for you in the contrasting colour. So the best way to weave in your ends is if you follow the direction of the stitches. So you can see that in garter stitch, you have this wiggling stitch structure. So I'm going to begin by taking my yarn here. So you can see that the stitch curves round like this. So I'm just going to follow that stitch round. And then once I've gone under those two strands, you can see that the stitch goes upwards in this loop. So I'm going to follow it up, like so. Now that stitch curves down, so I'm going to take my needle under this loop and follow it down. You can see that I'm covering the base stitch with the yarn tail, like so. And now I'm going to take my yarn in this direction, under these two strands, like so. And then I'm going to go up this way. And the reason why you take your yarn tail in this wiggling direction is that it means that it's secured very strongly. So you're not going to be able to easily pull it out and it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to cause any holes. So I'm going to follow that stitch down once more. And I think when you're weaving in your yarn tails, it's always a good idea to weave it in for at least 3 stitches, and that way you know that it's going to be really secure and it's not going to go anywhere. So I've done 2. I'm going to take my needle under these 2 strands to continue following this row of stitches. And then I'm going to take it up here because that's where the stitch goes next. And then I'm going to take it down again, like so. And then finally I'm going to take it under these 2 strands. So now that I've woven in my yarn tail for 3 stitches, I'm confident that it's nice and secure. So what you want to do now is take your pair of scissors and just trim your yarn tail, leaving a centimetre or 2, like so. So now your yarn tail is nice and neatly woven in, and it's not going to cause any holes.